Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today's video was brought to us by Patreon supporter Kevin. Huge thanks to Kevin and the rest of my Patreon supporters. Kevin reached out asking for a $150 budget Chaos deck with no win con, but enough interaction to make games last potentially for hours, and I was more than happy to assist. He left the commander up to me, and I decided to go with one I've had my eye on for a while. Averna, the Chaos Bloom. But before we get started, I'd like to quickly ask you to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel, and it's free. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. Averna the Chaos Bloom is a 3-mana 4/2 legendary elemental shaman. She says that as we cascade, we may put a land card from among the exiled cards onto the battlefield tapped. Okay, so Averna helps cascade strategies, but she doesn't herself cascade. So we'll want some cascade effects to help trigger her. We also want some free suspend spells that we can cheat onto the battlefield. But within all of this, we want enough chaos to make judges scratch their heads. So, as I go through the deck list, please don't get mad. You'll understand what I mean in a moment. Now, we still want our deck to function, so we'll want to stick to our handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. As I'm sure you've heard by now, this channel is sponsored by Ultimate Guard. For the past few years, Ultimate Guard has been hard at work finding ways to protect your cards without damaging the planet, and they have discovered it. Boulders, once made entirely of plastic, are now made of 87% renewable resources. They also come in a variety of sizes, including this new 133 card box. If you're like me, you have a ton of decks, want a little bit of space for your tokens in your deck boxes, and don't want those boxes filling up an entire suitcase, then this box is the perfect solution. Find out if your local game store carries the new Return to Earth boulders from Ultimate Guard, or click on the link down below to order yourself one from Amazon. Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Frontier Bivouac, Rimewood Falls, Volatile Fjord, Wooded Ridgeline, Tangled Islet, Molten Tributary, Cinderglade, Yavimaya Coast, Shivan Reef, Karplusan Forest, Simic Guildgate, Izzet Guildgate, Gruul Guildgate, Simic Growth Chamber, Izzet Boiler Works, Gruul Turf, Jungle Basin, Coral Atoll, Dormant Volcano, Guildless Commons, Evolving Wilds, Terramorphic Expanse, Scavenger Grounds, 6 forests, 4 islands, and 4 mountains make up our lands for this deck. Gee, Danon, that sure is a lot of bounce lands. What could you have planned? Midnight Clock, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Soul Talisman, Mox Tantalite, Farseek, Rampant Growth, Nature's Lore, Cultivate, Kodama's Reach, Skyshroud Claim, Circuitous Route, and Migration Path help us ramp and cast some of our more fun spells. Sunbird's Invocation, Tachyova Benthic Druid, Growth Spiral, Eureka Moment, Echo of Eons, Time Reversal, Game Plan, Finale of Revelation, Urban Evolution, Creative Technique, Ancestral Vision, and Wheel of Fate help us dig through our deck and find answers. Natural Reclamation, Forceful Denial, Chaos Warp, Beast Within, Wild Magic Surge, Commit Memory, negate, counterspell, return to nature, and abrade work as spot removal, helping to keep the game going. Delayed blast fireball, evacuation, flood of tears, and consuming tide help us to reset the board as needed. Emoti, Celebrant of Bounty, Aurora Phoenix, Bloodbraid Elf, Wild Magic Sorcerer, Sakashima's Protege, Maelstrom Wanderer, Shardless Agent, Ethereum Horn Sorcerer, Annoyed Altasar, Rashmi Eternity's Crafter, Flamekin Herald, Kodama of the East Tree, and Rampaging Baloths make up the core of our deck, but we've also got Possibility Storm, Hive Mind, Grip of Chaos, Hypergenesis, Alchemist's Gambit, Nexus of Fate, Walk the Aeons, and Time Stretch. Wait, Danon, I thought you said this was a fun Chaos deck. It is, but it's all dependent on how you play it. Do you know what happens when you cast a turn spell and Hive Mind is on board? Think about it for a bit. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 53 mana sources split between 39 lands and 14 pieces of ramp. A little heavy, but it's what our commander is trying to do. 12 pieces of card advantage, 10 pieces of interaction, 4 board wipes, 6 pieces of graveyard hate in Scavenger Grounds, Echo of Eons, Time Reversal, Game Plan, Commit Memory, and Return to Nature, 1 sudden I win card in Alchemist's Gambit. Okay, so it's not exactly how we win. In fact, it causes the game to come to an abrupt and sudden end with us dying first. What do I mean? Welcome to the fun interaction of turn spells with Hive Mind. Remember how multiple spells resolve on the stack? Turn order. We cast the turn spells, then the player to our left gets a copy put on the stack. The player to their left then gets a turn spell placed on the stack. Finally, the player to their left has their turn spell placed on the stack. Their spell resolves first, then the player to their right, and again, and finally back to us. Which means we take an extra turn after this one, but lose the game at the end of it. But that's okay, because the player to our left loses their turn. So it's a great way to end the game you've been playing for 8 hours. Of course, another way to close out the game is to have Rampaging Baloths and Kodama of the East Tree on board and play one of our many bounce lands. We return the bounce land to our hand, do not resolve Kodama's trigger, and resolve Rampaging Baloth's trigger. The token creature entering the battlefield triggers Kodama, allowing us to play a permanent from our hand. We'll play the bounce land. Repeat until we have enough beast tokens to scare everyone to death. At least until we bounce them all with one of our board wipes. I told you, this is a Chaos deck. Gotta be at least a little crazy. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. One of the tiers is specifically set up for Commander. For only $25, I will build you a custom Commander deck based around your specifications, and even do a deck video on it. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Danny, Muffins, Marcus, Squishy, Brett, Ignis, Roxy, Josh, Sean, Pob Zombie, Mark, Alex, Daniel, Steve, Kevin, Alex, Cookie, Nick, Borgie, Jake, and Exiled Rogue. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander deck videos often, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Also, if you're a fan of anime and manga like I am, feel free to check out my other channel, Musings by Danon. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.